Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now July 5th of 2020, and ever since the very end of The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans have been very much curious about the future of Star Wars and exactly how both Disney and Lucasfilm are going to handle everything moving forward when it comes to their new Star Wars TV shows, as well as the new Star Wars movies, such as their new Star Wars trilogy, also known as the fourth Star Wars trilogy in general. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that I think we could all agree on is that The Rise of Skywalker had a very messy and shaky production. There's no doubt about this. It's because, well, The Rise of Skywalker went through many different reshoots and rewrites for the film that were all initiated by Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy at the time, for really kind of giving the fans pretty much something far different than what J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio originally even wanted to do before Kathleen Kennedy stepped in and made many of those reshoots actually happen. So the deal with Episode 9 is that this particular movie really could have been so much more. It had so much potential of what it really could have been pre-Kathleen Kennedy's reshoots, right? Now, The Rise of Skywalker went through two phases of reshoots and rewrites. We're talking about the one that took place in late 2018, as well as the one that took place in early 2019, as well as other little reshoots that were actually a part of this process as well later into the year. Now, with that being said, of course, we do know that George Lucas was originally a part of helping The Rise of Skywalker with JJ and Chris to really make the ultimate experience for Star Wars fans. However, what's really intriguing is that since the very end of the Skywalker saga by Disney and Lucasfilm, they have been primarily focused on their new Star Wars universe in general, as well as the new Star Wars trilogy. Currently, Kathleen Kennedy no longer has her creative control over Star Wars, except two Star Wars TV series for Disney+. Now, it's noted that behind the scenes, Kathleen Kennedy is very sorry and regrets firing actor Hayden Christensen from Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker as Anakin Skywalker, where it's explained that Kathleen Kennedy fully regrets firing Hayden Christensen, since this all led to lower box office results for Episode 9 in comparison to The Last Jedi, and is seen as a failure on the business end of Kathleen Kennedy and how she handled the production of the film by deleting and excluding Anakin Skywalker from the movie. Now, let's just point this out for a second here, is that there's no doubt about it that if Anakin was in the movie, there would have been far more repeat viewings for Episode 9. I mean, really, I would have seen this movie at minimum 5 times if Anakin Skywalker had a visual presence in the movie before Kathleen Kennedy even stepped in and made that impossible. Now, the decision for Kennedy to actually fire Christensen from Episode 9 was rooted to her not being impressed with Christensen's acting in the film, and instead only used a portion of his voice over from a scene that was deleted to be used only as a Force Ghost voice, where he originally had a scene with Rey in a place called the Lost City that was going to be based underneath the surface of the world of Pasaana in the second act of the film that was going to explore ancient Jedi ruins. Now, the decision to delete Anakin only made things worse for the film and for Kathleen Kennedy's power, and she is very sorry for making the decision. Now, let me just point this out. She's only sorry because of the consequences, not because she is genuinely sorry. There's no doubt about it that she's only sorry because the box office results obviously led to her creative power being stripped away by Bob Chapek, the new Disney CEO that took over earlier this year of 2020, and how that ultimately led to over 10 years of Star Wars projects being canceled, or is in the process of being canceled, right? So when you think about it that way, she's not actually sorry for the Star Wars fans. She's really only sorry for herself of making such a major mistake by taking Hayden Christensen out of the picture as Anakin Skywalker and only including him as a disembodied Force Ghost voice communicating with Rey on the world of Exegol from the netherworld of the Force. The other thing that I do want to point out here is that they actually went through 2 phases of reshoots, both of which included a large chunk of the movie to be taken out. Originally, this movie was going to be around 4 hours and change, and that they are aiming to developing a JJ cut of Episode 9 on Disney Plus by, of course, Bob Chapek in 2023. Since he, of course, is very much inspired with what's happening with the Snyder Cut Zack Snyder and his take on Justice League. That's going to be, pretty much revealed next year in 2021. It's going to give us a different version of Justice League that is actually said to be far superior than the one that we received a couple of years ago. So, with that being said, guys, Kathleen Kennedy, at the end of the day, she's really not sorry for anything. It's really more that she's sorry with herself, and that she only regrets her own mistakes because of the consequences. At least that's how I see things. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.